Hi guys, it's Elena from Financialdemics, where I give you the tips and tools to manage your money, increase your savings and your income, and decrease your debt. And today we are going to talk about side hustles you can do with the skills you already have. There have been plenty of people out there who have said, hey, I don't know what I can do as a side hustle to bring in more money. Well, look at what you're already good at. Those are the best side hustles to do. So if you're not sure if you have the right skills to do a side hustle, I'm going to talk about a few of the side hustles that you can do depending on your skill set so you can start bringing in that extra income. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and go ahead and click that notification bell so you will not miss another one of my uploads. Now let's get into it. All right, so for our first one, I am going to admit this is one I sleep on myself, but if you are skilled in this, I need you to get with it. The first one is cooking or baking. So if you are a great cook, people rave about your food, or you're great at baking, which that's my lane, I love to bake, just not to sell, then you can either have your own catering business or you can actually open up your own bakery just straight out of your home and actually sell baked goods. But if people know that you are really good at making something, they will pay you so that they can have it at their special events or just have it. Because you know, we always can do a good red velvet cake. Well, I can. So you can start bringing it around when you make some for people to taste so they'll know that that's what you're good at, right? And then you start letting them know that, hey, I make these, so if you want it for an event, let me know. I will make it for you. And make sure you name your price because the point is to get paid. You also can start catering events, doing birthday parties. You can actually set up somewhere and sell your items. So for example, where I live is a very busy main road. This summer, this lady set up a actual stand selling tacos. Now, I'm not sure if she spoke with the business she was outside of first. I'm pretty sure she did. I mean, you just don't want to encroach on people's territories. But she set up a stand and she was out there almost every day selling tacos. And the tacos I tried and they were pretty good. And she had her stuff set up properly and everything. So that was a way for her to make money. And she stayed out there all the way until it started getting too cold for her to be out there. So even if it was raining, she would be out there, you know, as long as it wasn't raining too hard, she would be out there getting her money, selling her tacos. There's also another lady that I've seen, she makes really good fish. And on Friday night, she's propped up and she's selling her fish, making that money. You can do something similar. If propping up a tent somewhere is not necessarily your thing, you can also start showing off your cooking skills on social media. So right here on YouTube, maybe Facebook Live, Instagram Live, you can show off your cooking skills. So then people will actually know that you cook, like have like little mini cooking classes and then maybe give out, you know, the recipe or sell the recipe later, you know, because we want you to make some money. To the point where you might build up a great following for the items that you make online and people try them. They'll give you social proof like, hey, I tried it. It was great. I loved it. It tastes great. So that's another way in which you could use your cooking or baking skills to bring in money. Sign up with some of these on-demand cooking companies like Bon Appetit, I hope I'm saying that right, Eat With, or Cook App. So don't let that skill that you have go to waste. I know a few people who actually cater food because they're just so great at it and they continually have business. I also know some people who started making cakes and cookies and pies out of their own home it started to pick up steam, because when people realize that you make something really good and they want it for their event, they will pay you for it. Well, hopefully they'll pay you for it. If they're not gonna pay you, don't do it. But they will pay you for it. So that is money that you can bring in from your cooking and baking skills. If you are a creative person and you like to make things, then have you signed up for Etsy? You can make items and sell them on Etsy. So anytime I'm on Etsy, I always look at just the stuff that I'm looking for, but I also look to see what else they're selling, because I'm always amazed at the different items that are available on the site. So you can get t-shirts on Etsy, you can get handmade jewelry. I've seen printables for your planner. I've seen other types of clothes, pillows, crafts. I mean, it just goes on and on. I've even seen stuff for your home, like furniture. So if you are a creative person and you actually make things, then check out Etsy and put your things on there for sale. Now, granted, yes, you can have your own website, but Etsy gets a lot of eyes on their site on a daily basis. And like I said, I was amazed, and I just search around when I see different stuff on there, and that's not even what I went on there for. So think about how many other people do it. So use your creative skills to help you make additional money, and then you can put that stuff on Etsy. So I talked about being creative, but what about your artwork? Now, this I have seen on Etsy also, but you can also sell your own artwork that you already have. I see people on Instagram all the time with amazing artwork. I know they're selling it. They link it to a site. So that's an option for you. Now, I know different artists are, funny about their work. They sensitive about their stuff, But if you have a skill and you can use that skill to help you bring in more money, you should do so. I had somebody reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to purchase a cartoon caricature of myself. I don't know if I said that right, but y'all know what I mean. Of myself. And even though I was not interested at the time, hey, this person was out there, they're trying to get that business because they have that skill and they can do it. So if you have a skill like that, maybe you paint, I don't know all the different types of art. I just like to see it. I don't know the types, but that's something that you could do and actually sell as a part of your side hustle. And that's a side hustle you can definitely, that passion you can turn into something permanent later down the road. All right, so what if you're great at lawn maintenance, like taking care of your yard? Maybe you have, I always hear people say they have a growing hand, or have a green thumb or something like that with their gardens and things like that. You can turn that into a side hustle. So I have a friend who actually has a lawn care business that runs from spring to fall, and that's something he does early mornings before he gets on to, he has another business, and that's another way that you can bring in money. So there's a lot of people out here with yards who do not have the time or do not feel like keeping them up. And so that's where you come into play. If you have a lawnmower, you have the transportation, then you can let people know that you actually can cut grass, or you can, trim hedges and things like that, and actually make some good money as a side hustle. And if you're in a colder state that is prone to receiving snow, then in the off season when you're not cutting yards, you could, have a team and maybe y'all could shovel snow. That's an option. So don't think that the small things that you're just good at, that you can't make money from. You definitely can make money, and good money, from doing yard work, because I know how much I used to pay to get my yard done because I didn't want to do it. So that's an option. Okay, so I talked about this one in my video about making money from your phone. So, photography. So I talked about in that video how you could make money through an app selling your photos. But there are so many people doing photography, you can make money a lot of different ways with your photography skills. Turn that hobby into some income, okay? So you could sell your photos, that, as we already talked about. You could take pictures for other people. You can photograph events, so like parties, weddings, even if somebody is just having like a business event and they want pictures from the event, you could be that person who comes in and takes those pictures. And with photography, there's so many niches that you can go into that you really can become very successful, especially if you take the time to hone your skill and to improve your editing skills. All right, for all my people who are great at Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator and any of those type of tools like that, graphic designers. Now, this is definitely a skill that I feel like you should already have, right, going into it. And yes, you can work towards improving it, but you definitely want to make sure you have, some nice skills, a couple paying clients, but a couple projects under your belt so you can at least show, your skills if somebody wants to hire you. But you definitely can be a graphic designer. I talked about it being a side hustle that you could do from your home in my last video, but you can actually use that as a skill that you already have. So if that's something, say, you do for work or you just do for the fun of it, right? Then use that same skill to help you make money. There are so many small businesses that need your skills in order to, market their businesses and get their name out there. And so use sites like 99 Designs or CrowdSpring or Design Crowd to put yourself out there so that you can get hired. And then I also mentioned some other sites that you could put your information on also so that you can gain clients. So just check out my video that I posted last week about side hustles you can do for home, and I have all of the extra links in the description box of that video. Are you good at Handyman Services? And I hope you're not turning your nose up to this because you need these things. So, are you good at mounting TVs or installing electronics? Are you good at painting or putting things together? Then you should sign up for sites like TaskRabbit or Thumbtrack, because somebody can hire you to come do some of those things that I mentioned and actually pay you for it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the person can't do it themselves, just maybe they don't have time to do it and you do for a fee. So if you are good at anything like that, and there's so many other options on those sites, but check out the site, see if it's something on there that you might want to do as your side hustle, and sign up. Are you good at writing resumes? Does every resume you write get a call back? Then you should start writing resumes and cover letters for clients. So typically this is one of those side hustles where like you help out your friend and then you realize how good you are. So if you are good at bringing out the qualities of a person in written form so that they're able to get a callback from the jobs that they are applying to, then you definitely should start charging people who ask you to do their resumes. And you can start your own resume writing service. So you can make a good amount of money resume writing. Typically when people are applying for new jobs, they really want to get another job, and that is a big payoff for them. So they're willing to pay someone to help them get to that next level. In my last video, I also talked about being a virtual assistant, where small business owners are always looking for some type of assistance with their business because they can't do everything themselves, right? And so if you have some skills that can help someone, then you can parlay those skills into side hustle income. So anywhere from like answering emails, managing their email box, doing their social media, planning, helping them plan events, helping them plan travel. There's just so many different things that you can do as a virtual assistant. So if that is something that you are really good at, if you're very organized and you know how to get things done, then you can use that skill to bring in an extra income. And again, if you want to learn more about where you can do virtual assisting at, just click on my last video and I talk all about it in there. Are you bilingual? Then you can teach a language. So if you have the skills and the ability to speak another language, then you can actually use that skill to help others learn that language. There are some people who definitely want to learn another language in person or even online, and you have the skill to help them do that. Even if you only speak English, there are a lot of people out there who want to learn English as their second language. So there's websites like VIP Kids where you can teach others English. So there are definitely options for you to make money teaching a language. Are you good at cleaning? Do people think that your house is spotless, that you do a great job with keeping things clean? Well, hey, you could start a cleaning business on the side where either you clean residential homes or even maybe some small businesses like doctors and dentist offices, for example. There are a lot of people who are just too busy to really clean the way they want their house to be clean, so they actually hire someone to do it. And so you can be that person who they actually hire. Also, small businesses are always looking for a cleaning service if they don't have one already. And maybe that's something that you do. You come in and you do a cleaning once a week for them, just getting everything nice and clean for the week. So that is an option too of a way to make extra money. I know that my grandmother had a cleaning business, and so when I would come and visit, some Sundays we would go over to the doctor's office and actually help clean. So don't sleep on making money through cleaning. Oh, and another option is sometimes churches. Like sometimes they have people on the inside who could clean, but maybe if they can't find anyone, they may hire you to be the one to clean their church. So I'm gonna put the next two together. If you love children and you are CPR or first aid certified, then babysitting might be a great option for you, especially if you are available some of the odd hours of the day. So there are a lot of parents out there who work really hard, but they have weird hours. And so, sometimes they need somebody to kind of come in and maybe help get their kid ready for bed, and then the parent actually comes in and can help from there. Or it may be that somebody's in school and they need somebody to watch their child. It may be after school. There's just so many different ways in which you can make money babysitting. Of course, there's date night, but that's the norm. But there are parents who will pay for some assistance with their child, especially if, they are not available due to work, as far as like they have longer hours. And so they may pay you to help them out like a few days a week, especially those like in the healthcare field where they work, the 12 hour days. So if you love kids and you can make yourself available, then that might be a good little side hustle to have a couple of days a week, like 2 to 3 days a week where you're helping someone out. And it may be more, but just depends on, the client that you have. So let me know in the comments below, what skill do you have that you can turn into a side hustle? And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you next week with another video. Bye.